You know, Matthew chapter 17, verses 1 through 3 talks about Jesus taking 3 of his men upon the mountain. We call it the Mount of Transfiguration. He says, "Now after 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, led them up on a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking to him." And a lot of people wonder, well, what's this really all about? If you study it out, you'll find that the Lord chose these 3 men to witness this particular thing upon this mountain, this time of transfiguration. But he wanted them to see the sacrifice that was being required of him, but he wanted them to see the willingness of his heart to obey the Father. You see, when the calling is placed upon us for great things from God, we all have to climb the same mountain. It's a place where the visitation of God maps out God's plan and his purpose for our life. We all have that moment. We all have that time. Most scholars believe that Jesus was getting maybe some instructions and some direction of what was to come in him having to lay down his life. Moses and Elijah were both sent there to encourage him and to remind him of the importance of the mission that he was about to undertake. Moses perhaps reminded Jesus that his death would redeem countless lives, and maybe Elijah perhaps dwelled upon the glory that it would bring unto the Father. But the mountain that we're about to climb, when a calling is placed upon someone's life, is never easy. There is always labor involved. There's always tired to contend with. There is always the resistance along the way to try to stop or to slow the mission, or maybe to discourage us along the way. But in the end, it sets people free. It saves souls, and it glorifies the Father. There's no calling that God has ever placed upon your heart that you were capable of doing with the greatest of ease. It always took God's help. There's no question about it. It was really never for you anyway. It was always for someone else. Even the ones you're helping brings you grief at times, but their souls are still worth the saving, even by the Father. There's people that God has called me to reach to, and we find them complaining. We find them grumping and complaining to everyone who does not have the answer. But they rarely go to God about it. The truth is the people don't know what they have until most of the time it's over, until the end. But there can be no quit. No alternative route. No other way to achieve the goal of the calling in which the Father had placed upon your soul, without the path of carrying your own cross. And so we march down the mount, and we go into the unforgiving call, and we speak the truth to the unloving people. And we go to work and we do what is asked of us to fulfill the call, because we're actually doing it for the Lord. The benefit is God's people. You see, Jesus went down the mount to save his people, to redeem those people. And some hated him and others killed him. But he stayed to the task even when it was hard. And he completed his mission because it was the calling that was placed upon his life. And it was the purpose for his life. He wanted to save God's people, and he wanted to glorify the Father. And the pain that he was to go through could not detour him. The resistance could not stop him. The religious people could not sway him. He obeyed, even unto death. And that is the passion of the calling that the Lord places upon your life. And so, large or small, we are to listen to the call of God upon our life and to do what the Lord has called us to do, and expect that there's going to be resistance. Not everybody's going to agree with you. Not everybody is going to jump in your corner and root you on. But you must absolutely do everything you know to do that God has called you to do, and never grow weary in doing good. Doesn't matter if it's big. Doesn't matter if it's little. Doesn't matter if it's seen. It matters to the Father. Yes. The smallest good deed is better than the greatest intention. So carry your own cross, and what God has called you to do, and do it with all your might. Yes. And that is the word of exhortation for the day. Amen? Amen. Praise